Aloha, friends and neighbors. Roland Frost here, Kona astrologer. And notable is on Thursday the 4th, we had a new moon opposing Uranus. Let's see what's happening for you in your world and the pattern of planets. And let's see what it's going to be like kind of day by day. Now this is the small stuff. We're not going to discuss the fact that Uranus is having such trouble. Look at the number of people that are out of electricity and out of homes in California from fires, and in the southeast from hurricanes and floods. In Puerto Rico, we got an enormous number of people already that don't have Uranus. Uranus got taken away. Anyway, the moon went by Uranus on Thursday and kind of set it off a bit. And we had a new moon at 26 Libra that a couple of weeks ago that really made it difficult. So here we go. We still have an opposition to Uranus. This time it's from Venus. Where you're starting, Venus is opposing Uranus. So the pretty girls, the young girls, the divas, the ingenues, they're in Libra too. Pretty girls in white lace are going to run into trouble with Uranus. Electricity, airplanes, telephones, cell phones, things that go electrical and motors, and there could be troubles with cars and buses and trains and helicopters and all those machines, So, old boss once, when I was an early safety engineer, said, Frost, when you're messing with electricity, keep one hand in your pocket. That way the voltage goes down your leg and not in one arm and out the other, goes through your heart. Fibrillation. Anyway, we're going to run the moon around the edge of this planetary pattern. Uranus is trining Saturn. We have got some basic old traditions coming in to support Uranus. I mean, you only have to look at history to see that Uranus was, cherished by all the old societies. Primitive societies, you say? Oh, people with crazy religions and natives and same people as you. That's the first great lie. All those people, all those Indians, all those Hawaiians, some of them a lot more gifted than you are, like Hawaiians with long-term memory, people raised organically. So, tell me that the Egyptians, that was all superstitious nonsense, and the Mayans, and what superstitious nonsense is the stuff they taught you in school, and you bought it, and you're the superior. Yeah, oh boy. Moon goes around the edge once a month, makes angles to all of these planets. The angles are kind of simple, Here's the angles, and here's the symbols they use. If you look at the symbols, they reflect what angles they are. These are multiples of 30. Here's 30. Here's 0 degrees, a conjunction. See, one circle, they're both together. An opposition, here they're opposing, 180 degrees. A square, okay, 90 degrees, yeah, easy. Trines, yeah, 180 degrees around the circle. Sextiles, 60 degrees. Each symbol looks like your old geometry thing, huh? So as the moon goes around the edge of our planetary pattern, it makes these angles to various bodies, and that gives you the mood of the times. It kind of sets off these other players on the stage. That's why I say Thursday in the middle of the day, you might be having power outages. And I guarantee you one thing, there's going to be irritating noises and clangings and telephones, and the computer thing will get worse. There's no peace here. A lot of Uranus stuff is giving up. We got quakiness, we got twirliness. Here's some tornadoes, here's some quakes, difficult time, upsets. Power goes out for various kinds of reasons. It might be because they're trying to... Anyway, power outages and sudden changes is the theme for Thursday, November 4th. On Friday, the moon goes in to Taurus, and it changes. Every 2.5 days, we get a different zodiac sign, and it kind of changes the flavor. But here, Friday just before lunch and around lunchtime is opposition to Jupiter. People want too much. Why the lawyers charge so much? Why too much? Too much. Too much. That's what Jupiter does. Here Friday night after dinner, there's a sextile to Neptune. Smoke and mirrors is fine. I believe in my religion and in patriotism and all the things I was taught in school. My God, your astrologer in the late 40s, early 50s stood up every morning by my desk and pledged allegiance to the flag. I remember very distinctly when they put the phrase "under God" into the Pledge of Allegiance, and we all had to do that. That was difficult because we had learned this by rote, and now we'd insert "under God" in the thing. Excuse me, I'm very cynical about Neptune now, but you'll feel good about Neptune. I mean, he must do some good things here. After all, he's liquids. Could be water, he could be booze. Discovery Saturday morning, the moon trines Pluto from Taurus, and out comes Sherlock Holmes and Discovery, and you'll find out some new things. And it all didn't start 5,000 years ago. Go back 12,000 years. Tune in Graham Hancock. Before that, when I studied humanity, I can't see any reason why this present race is 50,000 years old or more. It could be 500,000, 1,000,000 years old, our species. Upshot is, lots of discovery Saturday morning, very earthy stuff in Taurus. So I hope you hang out and do your homework, so to speak, Saturday morning. Sunday, the moon's in Gemini, and again, the vibes all change. It becomes more confusing. First, there's, in the afternoon and around dinner time, here's a nice trine to Mars. Be a hero, get some stuff done, get physical, do something to protect. You got a few hours because after you get into that trine to Mars, oops, here's a square to Neptune. Confusion, delusion. No, don't pick the color. Watch out for the liquids. Neptune is on a rampage here. He'll confuse you. He'll just, he'll hide things. He'll get you drunk and expect you to drive. Look out. Bad Neptune. Sunday night. Monday, the vibes continue. What did I do last night? Sunday? Ooh. Finally, you get to about dinner time. Here's the opposition to Saturn. Whoop, is that a ticket in my car? The judge going to get me? I don't have enough money. I don't have enough time. It's dinner time around Monday, the November 8th. Tough time. But a couple hours later, here's a sextile to Uranus. In comes Quetzalcoatl. Here's common sense. Here's the higher mind. Here's science. Yeah, it's not Neptune stuff. You don't have to believe it. You prove it. Remember in science classes, you did experiments and lab work, and you proved out the things they were telling you. Not like religion. No. So this is good stuff, and it's being suppressed. These forces of Neptune in our culture. I can't believe they don't understand global warming. I just can't believe there are that many people in the USA that are that brainwashed. Tuesday morning, you'll feel lazy. Here's a nice trine to Venus, really early, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. The moon's in Cancer, feels a lot better, more pleasure, more sex, more loving. A lot of truth and wisdom comes out between breakfast and lunch. Here's a trine to Jupiter, and Jupiter's in Scorpio. Nice water sign stuff. A mixed bag around dinner time and in the early evening, because the moon squares Mars. There's impatience and angriness, but it's trining Neptune. If your higher heart is allowed to come out, that's Neptune. And compassion, ask yourself what you're protecting Tuesday night before you go off and hurt yourself or somebody. Wednesday, well, the moon opposes Pluto. There might be sirens. There's a sense of panic. But the fathers are out. Yeah, first is the panickiness early Wednesday morning. Ugh. Alarm clocks. And then very close on that, there's purpose. The sun. What would my father do? And you're off and running, and you can fix a lot of stuff through Wednesday. On Thursday, the moon goes into Leo, and November 9th starts with a bad square to Venus. And, she's having some trouble there. It was actually 26. There's the square to Uranus. So there's the interruptions. There's the power blackouts. There's different things that go around, motors, electricity, machines, and Venus is caught up in it still, see? And here's the power blackout, and Venus is in trouble Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Thursday morning in Leo, you're kind of stuck with it. Hard to get anything done. It's a fixed fire sign. So once you're in this sense of I'm having no fun and there's no sugar, you're kind of stuck with it through a lot of Thursday. On Friday, people start helping, and they feel nurtured. Here just before lunch, the moon goes by the north node. Kind of nice. But trouble is it's not coupled with real purpose. It goes by the north node, that little horseshoe here, probably before lunch, around lunchtime. And then a few hours later, here's a square to the sun. Plans aren't working out. I feel frustrated. Fathers aren't helping. Men aren't helping. Take a pause. Take a break. Because here's a nice trine to Saturn, Friday night late, 10, 11 o'clock or more. And suddenly things coalesce. And they start to get into a pattern. And you can understand them all. And you can manage it all. There's time. There's money. We can get a minimum done. There's a trine to Uranus at the same time, just shortly afterwards. So here's organization and technical support. It's Friday night. It'll go through a lot of Saturday when the moon's in Virgo. And then on the 11-11, don't know what that is. But Sunday, the 12th, moon's in Virgo still. Changed into Virgo on Saturday at breakfast time. And it got more earthy and practical, But here's the opposition to Neptune. Here's problems with water, confusion, delusion. Did I believe all of that? Yes. Well, everybody did. The whole class stood up, pledged allegiance every morning like happy little fascists. I can't believe. Then we hid under our desk from the atom bombs. Boy, what an upbringing I had. Yes. Geez, I look back on it all and I wonder how I got through it. We all did, huh? Discovery, Sunday afternoon. Here's a trine to Pluto. And kick back, watch the Discovery Channel, the internet discovery kind of stuff. Sunday papers, new things are coming out. You mean the Hawaiian? There's a bird friend out there. The bird friend says, discover the fact the Hawaiian crow, the Hawaiian raven, was a house pet and not a wild bird. Put a moratorium on putting them out in the wild. Find better places for them. Call up the bird people and your politicians and say, no more releases of our valuable bird, the most valuable bird in the world, the Hawaiian crow, the Hawaiian raven, smartest bird in the world. Pluto bird, yeah. I gotta help them. So there it is. Whoops, here's a little square to Saturn on Monday morning, the 13th. Real early, 3, 4, 5 o'clock. But it's a slow morning. You might leave for work early on November 13th. And that's kind of the way it is on this first week of November 2017.